to another episode of RNW Podcast. It's your boy Interest We Trust. We got Drew the God and making another appearance is HB Bitch, aka the Bad General. He's back, y'all. So give it up. But anyway,
Come in the room like I'm still on that type of time.
oh anyway, yeah, let's start it off like we usually do with Drew.
Let me talk to you.
Hey, news is all over the place this week, different promotions, all that. First and foremost, I know I probably mentioned a couple shows ago that there was more time added to the Lucha Bros contract. Looks like Ray Phoenix in particular got 6 to 9 months added to his contract.
mm,
So some people thought it was like a couple of months, now 6 to 9. So Lucha Bros being imminent to WWE is quiet for that. Like it's looking like that's a summertime thing at best. So what y'all think about Tony Khan adding damn near a year onto their contract?
feel the same as I did when you mentioned it the first time. Like that's trash. This whole situation is trash to me. Just adding time when you don't really need. Like I understand like the business aspect of it. If you paid someone for a certain amount of time, then they got to fulfill that. But again, I think like I said, like we all pretty much agreed, it's the timing of it, bro. Like you could have did that, and then we would have no idea about it. But it's just the timing of it, and it's trash. So now fans gonna have to just wait until like you said the summertime. That's whack.
Mhm.
That's just tight whack. And honestly, I don't know if that's really going to help AEW by kind of holding them hostage and keeping them there. Because either I'm sure they're professional. I'm sure they're going to do their job, but should like performers perform differently when, you know, they actually want to do the shit. Like they probably just don't want to even do this shit anymore with AEW at least. So, yeah.
Mhm. HB,
Or
what
they
you
might
think?
show out. Or they might show out knowing that they about to leave and see if they could run the price, run the tag up. I do think it's as I said, if you was doing it the entire time or to most people, then I wouldn't have an issue with it. But just because you out of the blue, hearing that they might jump ship and you're like, nah, I'm gonna keep them in, then it's petty. So if you was doing it consistently for the most part, no issues. So Tony Khan, get your shit back, get it together. You know, you got the product running, hire the right people, get a good vision. You got Shane McMahon in your ear. I'm sure you can turn the ship around without.
Allegedly,
So,
allegedly. We don't
ain't,
we
ain't
don't
no
know that to be true.
ain't no legend. You seen the picture with them talking. So somebody talking to him. I don't know what kind of business they're doing, but somebody's talking to him. So you can hire the right people to get the ship right without being a douche to your product.
Mhm. Yeah, I mean I agree. I mean they have been consistent about adding more time. Now, when they add the time, it's been inconsistent.
Mm,
Mm,
So that I think that's where for me it's kind of funny. It's also that they know, and I guess it leaked that they don't want to show up one after another. They want to show up together in WWE. So that
mm,
means that it's going to hold one of them back from being able to debut because he doesn't want to debut without his partner. So it's just like one of those things where it's like you putting them both in purgatory, and you're not going to use him because you don't want to
right.
put him over.
hmm
So, and the other one's not under contract, so you can't do shit to him. So what you gonna do? So at some point, like this is gonna reach like a critical mass where it's like AEW is supposed to be the option that is thinking about the wrestlers. Like that's what it's supposed to be. And now
Mm,
it's
mm.
looking like it's the option that's becoming more and more like WWE every month.
gotcha.
Becoming worse. Becoming
We'll get
worse.
to that. We're gonna get to that. We're gonna get to that.
Shit.
Speaking of tag teams, a legendary tag team, probably Shinor GOAT tag team, the Hardy Boys at Bound for Glory, the WrestleMania of TNA, They won the tag team titles.
Shouts to them.
Stupid. Thoughts on the Hardys at like what they 40 something
I'm
now?
about to say they old as
Like
fuck. They old
50
as fuck.
something. They're pushing 50 maybe. That's what I'll tell you
Mm-hmm.
right now.
I'm about to join the WWE. Real talk.
I mean, never too old, I guess.
If
Jeff
they
Hardy
do,
is
I know I move
47.
better.
All right, well, shit. See, HB just swan timing off of some shit. All right, give
I
me a
am.
check. I'm done. I'm
Yeah.
done. Give me
Oh
my
yeah,
check. I'm done.
we need you to take a front foot bump. Say what now? Say what?
But nah,
Yeah, can
nah. But I mean, shout out to the Hardys. I'm hoping like this is their like final run. Um, and if so, if it is, then okay, them winning the belt at TNA is dope. There's something to add on to their legacy. Um, I'm sure they're probably not going to do. I'm not. Yeah, I'm. No, what? I don't even watch TNA, so I don't even know if they're full time or they're part time. Um, but if they, I mean, if they're champions, I'm assuming they would be full time. But we'll see. Hopefully they don't do anything crazy. It's crazy to think that Jeff is still doing swanton bombs and shit at 47 as well. But
he still is though.
Them shits not swantons no more though.
just
Like
front
there's
flips.
no grace to them shits no more. He
He
just
just
doing the
drop.
flip and landing on you like he wilding out.
You
I don't
doing
know. It's
hold this, bro?
interesting. Yeah, I mean it's interesting. Like it's dope to see them still finding success and having those opportunities. But I ain't gonna hold you. They old as fuck, boy, and they look old. It's not like the Dudley boys when they came back like in the late 2010s. Like they
Mm-hmm.
looked old, but they could still wrestle at their top level. Man, the Hardys ain't been able to do that for a long time. So it's
Mm-hmm.
strange. Also, like the TNA WWE relationship is this like the Hardys heading towards Hall of Fame and maybe having their last run in WWE. Who the fuck knows? So right
Mm-hmm.
now, I mean, small spoiler, but like right now, longtime WWE team is the TNA Tag Team Champions, and a longtime TNA team is the WWE Tag Team
Right.
Champions. So are we about
Okay.
to do like what we about to do? But
Mm-hmm.
I mean, shout out to them though. 47 and 50 years old out here, still getting to it. Keep getting them checks though.
I
Ain't
mean,
no hate
yeah,
in my blood.
hey,
Yeah, keep getting them checks.
stay healthy too. Yeah.
So the next story, since Chanel wanted to mention WWE being AEW being worse than WWE, the McMahons officially earlier this week got sued by the Ring Boys. So for the folks that saw the Vince McMahon documentary, there was an episode that ended up being like focused on this scandal where there were like teenage boys that used to help them build the ring, used to travel with them, all that. Come to find out, many people backstage was doing salacious things with these ring boys and sleeping with them, all kinds of shit. And I think a New York Times journalist was writing articles about it and saying how Vince was the scum of earth, and he's also the person that pushed the steroid scandal too. And for a long time, that ring boy shit was getting like swept away. Nobody was paying attention to it because it got some prominence in the documentary, came back up, and now they have like 20 people that are a part of this lawsuit that are suing Vince, Linda, and WWE for negligence and pain and suffering and damages.
Mm.
So thoughts on this ring boy suit?
Uh, God, I gotta be careful here. Um, it's gotta be careful here, you know what I mean? So if something was done, to those people, then they deserve to get, you know, justice. I All of that happened, then yes, do what you got to do, sue them. Um, I just, I guess I always find it kind of interesting when something is put out there in public then everybody want to jump on and and do the and like claim that or claim make these accusations that something happened. But what if it happened so long ago? Why were you quiet? Now it comes out that Vince was like doing hush money or threatening them this whole time, or they signed NDAs. I don't know. I don't even know NDAs was a thing back then. Okay, so it was. Um, if they signed NDAs and now they decided, no, I'm just going to breach this NDA or whatever the case may be. But overall, I mean, if something happened to them, then absolutely, um, sue them. But I thought it had something to do with Pat. Um,
Pat is one of the
is
people. Pat
mm,
Patterson, Hall of Famer, all that. Homosexual. I mean, shout out to
hmm
Pat. You know, that's his lifestyle. Do your thing. Pat, was openly gay in WWE. Most of us didn't know as we was growing up and shit. It came out when Pat passed away that he was
mm.
gay and
Oh
had a
shit, I didn't
longtime
know
partner, all
that.
that. Yeah, maybe like 2020,
Oh
2021,
wow,
something like
so
that.
I'm just late.
Yeah,
So then never mind what I say. If they can't get Pat, they're gonna
yeah. So
get this man.
essentially,
So
Pat was the one that came up in the documentary, but Pat is
mm-hmm.
only one of many people
mm,
that assaulted these boys. Um, NDA is definitely a thing. I mean, clearly, I mean Vince
mm,
tied up in NDAs from the '80s and shit. So
mm, okay,
I don't know if they signed NDAs though. I didn't
right.
dig that deep, but it's a good question. HB, what you think?
I mean, of course, I'll have to do more research, but it's hard to say. I mean, at this point in time, it's like sometimes it's hard to get things off. Kind of, I don't want to say reacting to what Trey said, but sometimes it's hard to get things off when you're going against a big machine. And it's like
Mm,
WWE at the time, especially in their heyday, were a huge machine, and they're getting back to that point now. So it's kind of hard to be like, "Hey, this is what's happening to me."
Mm,
When you got somebody as cynical as Vince, he wasn't playing no character. That was really him, clearly. Head in the helm and kind of can control things and stuff like that. As you said, who knows? Maybe they were getting hush money. Maybe you
mm,
know all kind of things was happening. Maybe that was some of the best money they were getting, and they shut their mouths just because they got to feed themselves and their families. Who knows?
right.
So with all the things that our guy Vince was doing, I don't. How can I say? I don't. I wouldn't be surprised if some wild shit was happening
well, I will say this.
at this point. And he just
Vince
like,
is not implicated, right? He's not
mhm.
implicated as one of the people that assaulted the boys, but
Yeah.
Vince knew about it and hid it
Mm,
from them actually getting the help that they needed or removing people from the company, stuff like that.
And that makes him implicated in a certain
Mm-hmm.
kind of way. So you
Mm-hmm.
might have not been directly within the acts, but you knew about it. You
yeah.
overseen the
Mm-hmm.
company. You could have removed certain people. You could have do what you needed to do back then,
Mm,
and make sure they were well taken care of, especially with the funds y'all guys had, and making sure they were good for some time.
Mm-hmm.
And this would have never been an issue. You'd have been seen as somebody who found out about some wild shit happening and
It
made the
looked
right
out.
moves and looked
Mm-hmm.
out, but you didn't. So if that was really the case, it's like you're implicated. You know what I'm saying? You're almost just as worse if you knew it was happening and you make no moves, and you have the direct power to make moves, and you didn't
Mm-hmm.
do it. So
I mean, it's big that Linda also was named, so they're basically saying that Linda was aware that
mm,
these things were happening. I think I agree with Shanor. Like it's just too big a machine. I mean, again, people were writing articles like we're talking about like big time journalists, not like your mom and pop low newsletter or whatever. Like journalists at some of the biggest papers in the world were writing articles about these ring boys being assaulted in WWF at that time, and people was able to turn a blind eye. I think that like the steroid scandal popped up, and then wrestling hit like its peak, where you had WCW at the peak of their power. WWE was like fighting back, trying to get. It just became a thing that like nobody cared about. I didn't know about the steroid scandal until I was an adult, maybe like 6, 7 years ago, 8 years ago.
Mm.
You know, I knew that they definitely had issues with people taking steroids, but I didn't know it was like Vince beat the feds. Like that's crazy. So yeah, I don't know. I mean, hopefully they get the help that they need. They need probably a ton of therapy because they've been sitting
Absolutely.
on these kind of feelings and experiences for we're talking like 30, 40 years. So I'm hoping that they get in therapy, they checking in with people. You know, I'd be interesting to see how many of them are still alive. Like, did any of them kill themselves or any of them in jail? Like, did they life take a turn after those experiences in WWE?
It's a
Because
good
like
question.
the
You're right.
bread not gonna bring them people back.
Definitely not.
Yeah. This story, I ain't gonna lie, this shit pissed me off. Shit fucked up my day. Goldberg is playing for Goldberg to interfere at Crown Jewel in the main event between Cody Rhodes and Gunther, clearly to assault Gunther and I guess help Cody win or maybe just fuck the whole matchup altogether. Who knows? But Goldberg he's on the Legends deal, so he makes appearances and shit. He gets paid by WWE. Looks like he's going to have a physical moment at Crown Jewel coming up. What do y'all think about that?
I don't want to see that shit.
Damn.
Let's
Okay.
keep it a stack. I don't want to see that shit.
Okay.
Um, I
He
mean,
said, "Fuck
hey,
Goldberg."
I mean, at this point, I really, there's no interest. I mean, yeah, that whole promo and what the shit that Gunther was saying about Goldberg, he says that shit about almost, he says that shit about Brett, he says that shit about like whoever. So it's like, I actually don't care. I think Goldberg should have just chill, bro. Make your little crowd appearances and then just chill. I don't think you need to get involved physically. He may feel like he could still go, but I don't know a lot of people want to see that. To be quite honest with you. Stop.
I don't know how to even respond to that. But yeah, I mean, I
What?
don't know
Wait.
how to. Yeah,
Nigga, Trey shit it.
yeah. You come
What? I
back
just
from
I
that.
don't want to see that
Yeah,
shit.
I mean, yeah, I don't. If put it like this, if they was gonna do something with Goldberg, I do rather it be at Crown Jewel than interfere with the main storyline
Oh,
stuff. So
mm.
that I'm okay with because if y'all gonna do something with Goldberg, do that shit at Crown Jewel. It's a different, it's like an alternate time period or alternate universe. Do
It's the
what you gotta
multiverse.
do. The multiverse of WWE. Do what you gotta do. You know what I'm saying? Fuck up shit over there, whatever. And then when we get back over to the States, we get back to the main storyline. So I'm cool with it on that standpoint. I can look at it at that point, like, all right, whatever. I would feel like Trey if it was a part of the main storyline. Then I'd be like, yeah, I'm
Okay.
not
Mm.
trying to see that shit. Like, you
Mhm.
know what I'm saying? But like because it's Crown Jewel, fuck it. Do what y'all doing over there. You
It's
know,
money
go
anyways,
crazy.
right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
go crazy
I ain't gonna
that
hold
point.
you. I'm great. I'm nothing. I'm with Trey. Fuck him. I don't want to see that whack shit. I don't want to see it. Like, what's the point? Like, what's the point?
Yeah.
It just don't like. I agree with you, no. Like, it is really the multiverse. Like, they just over there to get a crazy bag and come back. But at
Hmm.
the same time, like, what if he hurts one of them? Now what we gonna do? Cody hurt or Gunther hurt. Now we gotta put the belt on somebody else. We just start pivoting crazy. No, I don't even want it.
Let's just hope it's a small interference, because it doesn't seem like it's going to be a match. If it was a match, I'll be worried. But it seems like he's going to come in there. He might
Bro,
spear somebody, get the fuck up out of there.
him doing a move at all is dangerous. He just don't got it no more. He ain't never really had it, to be honest. He was a novelty act from the beginning, but like, son, he's dangerous.
Nah, I'm about to sound like Draymond. Like yo, Goldberg, you not they don't love you like they love Undertaker, bro. They
It
don't
really,
love you like they love yo, because
I
Undertaker was
mean,
able to come through. WrestleMania, do his little shit and dip, and that was it. Everybody loved that shit. I don't know if he's gonna get
He
the
not
same
Kobe.
response.
He not. He not. You're
They
not
don't love you
Austin,
like
bro. You're
that.
not Austin. Yeah, yeah, fact. They don't like you like that. You thought because you was bald, had the black trunks and the black boots, you was Stone Cold? They don't like you like that.
They don't love you like
I,
that, fam.
Bugging out.
I'm not taking part of this
Goldberg slander.
jumping, Goldberg slander, the mudslinging, all kinds of shit. I
I
do it to
mean,
Goldberg.
let's keep it a stack though. Was he nice? Was he ever really nice?
Like, so if you're going technical wise, of course, he's not the best at all. But like, you can't sit there and act like you ain't fuck with Goldberg in his
I'm
prime.
gonna hold you, and this is
Don't
real
lie.
controversial. I swear to
This
God.
nigga,
I
this nigga
never liked
lying.
this nigga. I never liked him.
I'm done, nigga.
I
I'm
swear to
done.
God.
Everybody
Bro,
named
the
Mother
shit.
loved Goldberg back in the day. Now he's
Nah,
like,
hell,
oh, I
no.
never
First off,
liked
I
him.
was a
He trash.
nah. First off, I'm gonna keep it. I'm really a WWE nigga. So
Okay.
we gonna cut straight to the chase. So it was Stone Cold all day. When niggas was having their debates at school, there was never no wavering. He trash. He can't even talk on the mic. You ain't heard what Stone Cold said last night? Nah, I would not like nah. He looked
Pause.
like a fake Stone Cold to me from the beginning.
Mm.
The only shit that he did that was fire to keep it a stack was the jackhammer. And then once he started wrestling some like heavier people and he couldn't do it the same, like that shit whack. Like I seen him do it to the Giant, bro. He almost killed both of them, and that was when he was in his prime. So nah, I never.
That nigga 500 pounds.
Yeah,
Like,
but why you doing that shit?
that's a
You
fact. That's a
just hit him
fact.
with the spear, keep it a stack, and keep
I
it
would have
pushing.
spared
Yeah,
him, but
yeah.
Like,
I'm just saying,
look, looking your
I
fat ass
never,
up.
yeah, I ain't never see the hype. I never saw the hype.
This
I
nigga
was
is
a
lying,
Goldberg
man.
fan just until he got to WWE, and then I was like, whatever, I don't care anymore. So
I was
Thank you,
more hyped
Tate.
when
no,
Big Papa. You know what
it,
I'm saying? But I was more hyped when Big Papa Pump came to WWE. I
Niggas,
always fuck with him.
niggas started podcasting and start lying and shit. Like first of all, like everybody like Goldberg. Everybody like you.
I don't believe that to be
The
true.
theme song. As we got older, we
Oh,
realized
the
he really
intros
wasn't
was
wrestling.
fire. I'll
But
give him
his
that.
intro was fire. The lore of him was fire. He was beating up everybody. He was fighting everybody. As he got older, he got a little bit better on the mic. But like he has his beef with Rock was crazy. That shit was good, especially when Rock was Hollywood Rock. Like it was, he had some really fire moments. So to sit here and be like, yeah, I never fucked with him, blah, that's crazy, nigga.
The
It's
match
crazy.
was three things: the sidekick, boom; the spear, boom; jackhammer, boom. Match over. That shit hot like for the first three matches. After that, I'm like, huh? You doing it again? The same shit? I mean, shout out to Goldberg though. I mean, he's still getting them checks. Who knows how? But shout out to Goldberg. Nigga said Goldberg is his man. Damn. Um,
That's not my guy, but I'm saying like we not
that
gonna
shit. I mean, you was riding for him. You was riding for him.
nah, I'm just
I
calling
can't
a
ride for
spade a
somebody
spade. I'm calling a
I ain't
spade.
fucking with.
I'm not gonna sit here and watch niggas lie about, oh, I was never a
I'm not
Goldberg fan.
lying. I'm so
Like
dead ass.
now I'm not saying I was like his biggest fan. Yeah, I was a Stone Cold guy. That was my guy. But like
Yeah.
we all fucked with Goldberg. He came out. That shit
No.
was crazy.
Yeah, you may have fucked with Goldberg. Trey said he fucked with Goldberg. Nigga, I was a Stone Cold nigga. I
All
watched
right, man.
ECW. Niggas was better. That's just me.
All right.
Um, Goldberg not even fucking with Taz, keeping it stacked. Samantha Irving, as we all, he not fucking with Taz. Samantha Irving quit her job on Monday. Shit was crazy. Internet was going wild. She going to AEW, all that. Ultimately, she couldn't take all the battering she was getting online, all the hate, and she told everybody why she left. Essentially, WWE only saw her as an announcer. She wanted to be a manager or anything else. She wanted to do commentary, all that. But they wanted her just to be a ring announcer. So she said deuces. Thoughts on Samantha Irving making a play for herself?
I don't blame her. She feels she knows her worth. She knows what she can do. She
Facts.
feels like she could do more, and WWE don't see that. Then you gotta dip me. That goes
Facts.
for anybody in their job, like with their profession and their job. If you feel like you could do more, and your employers doesn't see that, then you find somewhere that you can do that. That's just what it is. I think WWE kind of missed out on that because I feel like just to keep her in that box is kind of it's kind of crazy. Um, so yeah, that's good. And another thing, for them to like they could have done more. And I think me and Chanel were talking, me and HB were talking about this, where like I think they rehired Lillian Garcia to kind of take her place, or there's rumblings of her
I think
coming back.
I think it's a bridge. Like Lillian just doing it off the
Oh,
strength.
okay.
Like, oh yeah, I need somebody. I
Oh,
mean,
okay.
she a legend. She could do
But
the shit with
still,
eyes closed.
but I'm saying, but
Yeah.
she was also involved in some storyline back then, like outside of because she was taking bumps. Like Umaga hit her with a pop up Samoan drop
That's
a
crazy.
splash.
That's
I
crazy.
mean, Rock was trying to give it a strudel every week and shit.
Like so, like she was involved in storylines where
She
Samantha,
was looking at the Shwami.
Said Lillian, do you like strudel? Wow.
but yeah, like she clearly you could have involved her more, but you just again saw her just a ring announcer. So she was a damn
I,
good one too. But yeah.
yeah, I feel like we're all career people. So like, yeah, you had a company. We all career people here. If you had a company and feel like there's no growth, there's no upward mobility, there's no chance for you to either make more bread, do something more fulfilling, you're gonna eventually take your credentials and make a beeline to somewhere else that's offering that opportunity. I feel like where WWE is going, she could have been doing a little bit more. They could have let her, try certain things. Like you have homegirl in the back that's interviewing people right after the match. You could have been putting her in that. You could have been injecting her in different storylines. You could have let her be somebody's manager, grow in. I think she, especially with her being such a crowd favorite, it would have went over well. It would have went over well. And clearly she got talent because you guys let her stay there and hired her to be a ring announcer. So she clearly has talent. So you should have tried something, put her in different segments, even start at NXT for certain times and bring her back. You know what I mean? Give her some opportunity to do different things. So I think WWE like they dropped the ball on that one. That's probably one of Triple H's real first biggest blunders, to keep it real with
Hmm. Yeah. I mean, I wonder too. I know she mentioned being a backstage person. She mentioned being a manager, like to a wrestler. She also mentioned being a general manager of a show, which I was like, all right, I mean, technically, some people online was like being up for that. I'm like, The Rock's daughter is the general manager of NXT. So what the
Mhm.
fuck is stopping Samantha Irving from? I mean, in my opinion, she got as much talent as The Rock's daughter, if not more.
Right.
So yeah, I mean, it's strange, but I mean, she gonna go do what she gonna do. I mean, hopefully she got a OF link coming to, because people be on her social media heavy, so now that she not getting that WWE check, like go get this other check. This bag's out here for you. This
Hmm.
bag's out here for you. And it seemed like Ricochet don't got no issue with that either. So link in bio.
you. He said he's Kobe with it, so I don't blame him.
But yeah,
Oh
that's the news
man.
this week.
I bet. I appreciate it. All right, guys, we want to move on to just our weekly recap. Talk about the shows this week.
So on Raw, Bronson Reed and Seth got into they little shit. It seems like they
Fine.
match is now official at Crown Jewel. Shit gonna be crazy. Bronson Reed got a real opportunity here. Like this is his chance to like prove he can go with one of the big dogs at a PLE, which I think will lead to more opportunities in the future. I mean, I know this has been a storyline you in particular, HB, have been interested in, and you want to see how it develops. So,
Gotcha.
what you
Uh,
thinking about that?
I think it's fire. I think it's good. Bronson Reed is my guy. Yeah, I'd be over here saying, "Oh, you only like high flyers." Nah, son. You just got to impress me. Like I like Bronson Reed. First of all, he's pretty good. He's good in the backstage. He's good with the vignettes. I like his personality. He looks relentless, which is fire. I feel like he's actually relentless, like some ruthless aggression kind of wrestler. But yeah, I think this is good. I think this is it's sad that it's at Crown Jewel because we know it doesn't really partake to I guess, the main storyline unless they may choose this one to continue to grow,
Mm.
which is a possibility. But I'm hyped for it. I think Seth can go. I think Bronson Reed could go. He showed what he could do with Braun Strowman, and they put on a hell of a matches together. So,
Mm.
like, let's see what happens.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
I think it's gonna be a good one. I'm glad again they finally made it official. So yeah, I think the match is gonna be good. It's just a regular match, right? Just regular pinfall
Yeah, I
pay per
believe so.
view.
It's a regular,
All right,
one-on-one
cool.
match.
So I'm
I
with
mean,
it.
I
I
think it
think.
plays into both of their hands too, like, 'cause they got the
Mhm.
different styles and shit.
Yeah, so we're gonna see some good spots. We're gonna see some tsunamis, some curb stomps, maybe a super curb stomp. Bring it's a Saudi show, so
Oh, off the top,
off the top probably. He did that shit to
that'd be
Omos
crazy.
before.
He's
He
gonna
did it to
break his whole
Omos.
knees, man. Gonna break them knees, boy.
Um, but yeah, I'm with it, and I hope that they do continue the story. I hope it's not one of these one and done situations. I think they could do something pretty good with that. So yeah.
Yeah. Then the next joint was AOP and the New Day. R-Truth helps the New Day, get their opportunity as the number one contender, so they're gonna be going against Judgment Day. I just have to say, man, AOP is talented as fuck, and they just there. Like, they just on the roster. Like, I don't
Hmm.
really know what we doing. They two brolic ass dudes. They got the look. They got Paul Ellering, who used to be LOD's manager. Like, they got everything that you need to be a successful tag team. They got good tag team moves. They powerhouses, but they also athletic. They killed it in NXT, was champions for mad long, was multiple time champions in NXT. But the main roster has not done them no favors. And same goes for Karrion Cross. Like,
Mhm.
I don't know. At this point, like, if AOP went to AEW, bro, they would be monsters. Like, nobody looks like them.
Hmm.
So they would just pull up and just dominate, and it would just make sense. So to me, they probably should be a tag team champion on Raw. I don't think there's like, by name, the New Day, of course, but like, if we're talking about if you want to move forward with teams, they look like the team that should be the tag team champions. Or maybe the War Raiders. One of the two. One of the two. But it probably shouldn't be Judgment Day. I'm kind of tired. They might as well pack up that whole shit, break up that whole team. But yeah, so R-Truth helped. Ultimately, Y6 has returned, and now it looks like they're looking at the New Testament as their new team that they're going against. So AOP will now be in the midst of that fucking feud. But I mean, as much as I love the New Day, I kind of disappointed that this is how it's going to play out because we know that Xavier was going to turn on Kofi.
So you think it's gonna happen? So you think it's
I
gonna
don't know if it's
happen
going
in
to
the midst?
happen. I don't know if it's going to happen. Like, they might win the belts and then, like, he'll turn on them, or they'll lose that match and then he'll turn on, like. But either way, he's turning. We know he's turning on him.
So I agree with you. I'm going for everything you're saying. Starting with
Oh yeah,
Kofi,
with the AOP.
yeah. So starting with AOP, I do think, and this is the shit that I was saying in previous episodes. I'm like, WWE need to take a turn, and I know y'all probably go against it. Like, yeah, you can't just put the belt on anybody or put anybody in like contention for anything. But I'm like, yo, sometimes you got to try your product. You got to do different shit so your product doesn't become repetitive. You know what I'm saying? And then you have this team, AOP, like, yeah, they've been powerhouses. They're doing their thing. They don't get enough mic time. They don't get enough vignettes. So it's like, yo, you got to start bringing in, ushering new talent and put them in the limelight. And then when you want to bring around the old talent and stuff, you know they can go already. So it would make sense when you put the right story around it to do it. Sometimes you got to bring in the new shit and make the shit seems different so it doesn't feel like the same all the time. So this is one of the things I'm talking about. They fit right into that picture. They should be doing something. Even if they're not tagging, they should be in contention. They should be getting a lot more airtime. They should be getting stories around them. Like we need to see them more. You know what I'm saying? That's one. Number two, Judgment Day. I think I like them as a faction. I think they're cool to have around. They cause mischief. They do it sneakily. Like now having putting a belt on them or keeping a belt on them, nah. I think they unite need to give somebody else the belt, but I feel like their faction makes sense for what they do. They can always interject, do some kind of, sneaky stuff and put themselves in the picture when needed. They have enough talent to do so. So I'm cool with them still being together. And then going with the Kofi Kingston, the New Day thing. Yeah, I do feel like at this point, bro, what is y'all waiting? Like, do it. Like, do it.
Okay? Do it. Do it.
All right.
Just do it. People are waiting for you to do it. People want to be excited about something. Do it. And then start their feud going against each other. And then let's see where put Xavier in a different light. I feel like he has some talent where you can feature him on a solo kind of thing and doing all kind. We might get the best Xavier Woods with him turning. So like do it. Let's go. What y'all waiting for? That's all I had to say about that shit.
Mm-hmm. Can I just ask, what do you if the Judgment don't have the belts, right? And then you take away, you say that Rhea no longer is entangled with Dominic and Liv. Even if you just keep it to Finn and Damian, what are they worth without those belts and without that feud between Rhea, Liv, and Dominic? Like to me, they kind of worthless on the show. I don't know what their purpose is anymore.
Uh,
Like I think they strayed too far away from how the group started, and then how Finn, Rhea, and Damian took the group from Edge. Like I feel like it's almost like instead of like NWO where you added mad people, so that's how it got watered down. It's almost
Mhm.
like their storylines got too centered around particular people, so now they kind of just don't like everybody else just don't mean nothing to the story. Like JD and Carlito, even though Carlito funny as hell, he doesn't need to be in the Judgment Day to be to do what he's doing.
Yeah, that's true. And they kind of strayed away from when he backstabbed like LWO, like and then that was it. He just did it, and then he's Judgment Day
No,
now. It's like
he had a match. He had one match with Dragon Lee on Raw like a few weeks ago.
no, you could have like you could have continued that easily.
Mm.
Um, but yeah, everything y'all said was pretty much on point. Only thing my only comment when it comes to this whole AOP New Day stuff, especially with the turn, is that I don't know if y'all been seeing what Kofi has been not Kofi, Xavier have been putting on Twitter or
Mm-hmm.
X, where his videos kind of explaining himself, which again gives me the whole same direction that they're moving with Kevin Owens
Kevin Owens.
and these social media promos, so to speak. Um, that's the only thing that's probably keeping me like it's the slightest, entertained with this whole heel turn. I do agree that it just needs to happen, but that's the only thing I'm like, okay, well, I could kind of get with that. Him making these videos, making it seem like, oh, I'm doing this, I'm doing this, I'm doing this. It's just again
Mm.
setting up the heel turn, but I do agree it just needs to happen. AOP they fire. They need to just like you said, they need a bigger push. And then we actually will talk about that a little later. But yeah, they need a bigger push. Because they are dope. So yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, HB, just let me know what you like long term. What do you do with the Judgment Day? Like for me, I don't know what I do with them anymore. Like when this live in Rhea should end, which it seems like maybe Crown Jewel is the end, and Rhea goes to do whatever, and Liv goes. What's the point?
I mean, I feel like they already carved the niche out in WWE as being a mysterious team. You got Finn, who's
Yeah.
a certified heel now. Like that heel should happen. Like he's a certified heel, for real. And then you got Dominique. Dominic is Sir, you know,
Yeah.
he'll
Oh,
go to
no, I'm
that.
not arguing
No, I'm
people's
getting there.
value individually. Yeah, I'm saying that I just don't know what you do with
I'm getting
that
there.
gimmick. Okay.
I'm getting there. I feel like they carved out Anisha being a mysterious group. The same way how the Shield carved out as being a group that fake stand for justice or interject when they need to
Mm.
interject. So I feel like they had that standpoint where for the time being, until you kind of figure out another different storyline, they can interject themselves in different feuds and stuff like that and cause havoc, aka Halloween Havoc. But like they could do all kinds of different shit.
See what you did there.
You see what I did there? You see what I'm picking up what I'm putting there? But like
Oh, that's it. That nigga
Yeah.
picking up what I'm putting down.
He gonna hit you with a Sunny soon. Not even Sun, Sunny.
But yeah, like no, I feel like they're one of those factions that can because they're a faction. They're not just a tag team, they're a faction. So I
Hmm.
feel like they're a group of people that can do that for the time being. The same way how you got the Wyatt Six that just, oh, you messing with, you turning on your people, we're gonna come and beat your ass. Like they
I ain't
have
go.
different.
I don't like that shit either. I don't
Mm,
know what they doing. I don't know what they doing. I don't know the direct. Like I'm not right now for factions. There's a handful of factions in WWE. I don't know what the New Testament doing. I don't get the point. Them niggas lose all the time. I don't know how many times they even won this year. Like
Mm.
then
New
same with
Testament, New Testament.
that's carrying Cross, Paul
Gotcha.
Ellering, all
Yeah.
yeah, AOP. Like break them up, let them do their own shit. Karen Cross, go push him in the mid card or something. He's a good player. Put him over there. Like I said, AOP, send him to the top. Boom. I will if I'm Triple H, I'm breaking up Judgment Day. Like I just don't know what I'm doing with all y'all. Because
Mm.
Carlito, what you just named is true. Like yes, the group is a mischievous group, but they don't need to do that. Like Finn is already a top heel. He's been a world champion before. He's stamped certified. Carlito's been in the mid card, been great. He a legend. He funny as hell. He's still bringing that to the show. Cool. Let's keep doing that. He doesn't need to be in Judgment Day. Rhea, no, like Liv basically kind of stamped a little bit. She don't really need this dumb shit. Like you got what you wanted. You got the belt and the guy. This is usually the time where somebody drops the other person. So like drop Dom. You don't need him. Boom, go to the top. I'm just saying that like I think that there's a few factions like outside of the bloodline. I don't know what nobody doing. Like what's the motivation of damage control?
I
Where
think
are
they
they
need to
going?
go. I think they need to go. I think they're finished. That's the
You
one
said
group I'm like, I feel like
I
they're finished. Judgment
what
Day, they're finished. Like there's
bro
like
was no you mean damage control is finished. You said Judgment
damage
Day. Yeah,
no, not Judgment Day. The New Day
yeah.
is finished. Damage control is finished.
Well the New Day not even a faction no more.
Yeah, that's why they need to go. Like, let's get them out of
Yeah,
there.
but I'm
Yeah.
saying, but that's happening. We're seeing that progress. I'm saying that like I think that Judgment Day and Damage Control, what's the difference? They lost their world champions and they lost their tag team champions. Or
So
Judgment Day about to.
so here's a question. Do you need to be a champion? Do you need to have champions in your faction to make it legit all the time? Could you not just have a faction that's
I
pretty
think if
strong
you're
or play it big in the
I
story some kind
I
of
think
way?
if you're building, you don't need titles quite yet. You gotta go get the titles. But
Mm.
once you start to lose the titles, I think you should disband at some point so that people like you use the faction as a vehicle to make people stars. And then when you no longer need the faction, you break them up because now they're stars like the Shield. They got what they
Okay.
needed from it. 3 stars. Leave that. DX. Shawn Michaels was already a star, but Triple H wasn't yet. And then he built his own DX. And then when his DX broke up, they was all stars. Certified. Boom. Like I think that's what you do with a Nation of Domination. The Rock wasn't a star. Mark Henry was far, far from a star at that time. D'Lo ain't touched no mid-card titles yet. Boom, they break up Nation of Domination. What happens? Stars on the other side. So, but I don't even know if there'll be stars on the other side. Like even
Gotcha.
Damage Control, I think they lost something. Kyrie was a star before this. Oscar, star. Io, star. Dakota can't really say nothing too much about her, but like those
Hmm.
three, they lost some steam being in this whack shit.
Yeah, I think damage control is done for sure though. They like I'm watching. I'm like, all right, I don't have the allure anymore. It's a Rizzy rap.
Yeah. And they
Uh,
nice. Dead nice.
mm-hmm,
Dead nice.
mm-hmm.
So yeah, that's just my thing. Like, I don't know if the Judgment Day is helping those people in the group currently, like being in the group. I don't know if it does anything for them, and that's my point. And you don't need the now. Once it starts that it's not helping you, then what's the point of the group?
I'll say this though. Also, a faction can be used to keep people in the area and keep them kind of keeping them active, keeping them around, keeping them in something
Hmm.
until you figure out what else you want to do. Because if you do break up the Judgment Day, where do you see everybody going right now?
I
Because there's a
I
lot of
just
there's a
said I
lot,
don't.
and that's what I'm saying. So like that's why I don't mind the faction because you look at the chessboard, it's too many pieces in play. You already got Gunther in play. Who's the Universal Champion again? Uh,
Well, no, ain't no Universal Champion. It's WWE. Cody. Cody's on the other side.
no, I'm talking about the mid card for the Raw title.
Oh, that's Intercontinental. It's Braun
Intercontinental.
Breaker.
I see.
So you got Gunther, Braun Breaker, like those are the guys that you're super pushing right now. And then the only way they can break them up if even though what we're seeing right now, WWE is heading back to the old WWF, WWE kind
Hmm.
of thing with multiple storylines, is you start creating multiple storylines that keep people hot and interested and growing them
Hmm.
week by week. And we're slowly getting to that, but we're not quite there yet. So I don't mind the faction
Yeah.
happening and you putting them in different places and still keeping them relative until you start developing these different storylines. Then if you want to break them apart and
Hmm.
interject them in different storylines, that makes sense. Because if you break up Judgment Day right now, like it's like, what do you do? Damage control, to me, you can break them up because you need a woman's mid card title. You could break them up and start putting people
Yeah.
in different places and stuff. You break up the Judgment Day, what do everybody do? Like, you know what
Yeah.
I'm
I mean,
saying? So,
that's this issue in itself is the women's mid card shit. Like,
Yeah.
we got to figure that out. But speaking of Judgment Day and kind of speaking of damage control, Liv Morgan and Raquel Rodriguez had a tag team match against Kairi Sane and Io Sky, and then a no contest. The match basically ended when they ended up throwing they threw Io into a barricade.
Mhm.
She couldn't get back up, so they stopped the match.
Okay.
Not important. Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
like that's what I'm saying. Like, where are we going? Like, where are we going? Rhea attacked, in the midst of that attacked Liv, Raquel, and Dominic. I'm great on that. This
Hmm.
feud is going on too long. If you don't want him no more, what we doing?
Right.
Like, unless
yeah.
we find out he been smoking his shit on the side, which I doubt
We
it.
make it clap.
I mean, I don't care. Like, unless we find that out, like some voicemails, some text messages, like Liv go through his phone, see that he been. I mean, then I'm back in. Yeah, I'm interested. But as it stands right now, I'm great. I'm good on that.
They're going off. Going off over there. Yeah, I agree.
Nigga,
Yeah, no, yeah, it's getting boring now. It's getting repetitive.
that, Dominic is the bed general, you know what I'm saying? she can't
Look like it.
she can't get enough, you know what I'm saying? That's why she
His
mad.
Latino heat.
He hitting her with some shit. She keep coming back. Cause it's like, all right, you whooped his ass a few times. Like what else? Like at this point I agree. I
Mm.
feel like that storyline definitely is played out. It's over. You know, I them interjecting homegirl, what's her name that lives around live now?
Or Raquel
Okay, right.
Rodriguez.
It brings it brings something different to the feud. But unless if y'all gonna have it go to that route, I don't see what Rhea has to do with it anymore. It's like,
Yeah, I'm actually hoping Raquel turns against her
Mm.
to get the belt. Raquel is a star. She just couldn't stay healthy, and then she had other health issues. Boom. Now
she big
she's
as shit.
back. It seems like, yeah, she's as strong as Rhea, if not more of a powerhouse than Rhea. So, like, boom, let's
Hmm.
push her. Like Chanel said, we got opportunities to make more stars. Let's
I
push her.
mean, yeah, like if anything, if once this So them do they have a match at Crown
Nah,
Jewel? No.
she's gonna
All right,
be
so
ringside. She's gonna be ringside with Liv, and then Tiffany
hmm
allegedly will be ringside with Nia. But that's a wild card. We might see a title change, low key.
I really hope we do. But in terms of Raquel, Raquel and Rhea go at it because again, they're physically a match. Like
Oh
they
yeah.
both do part. They're all powerhouses. They both strong as
Hmm.
hell. So I'm looking forward to that. That Liv shit and Dominic like they need to end that shit. But continue it with Raquel and Rhea. That could be something. I
Yeah,
feel.
yeah. Then Rey Mysterio and Dragon Lee beat American Made. American Made has not won all year. Like, pack them up. Like, pack them all the way up.
What are we
They done
doing?
got beat up by the Wyatts. Or I'm great. So Ray and Dragon Lee will face the New Day to officially become number one contenders. Yeah, I'm sleep. I'm sleep. Why Ray still wrestling? Y'all could have put somebody else in there with Dragon Lee. It could have like some.
Hmm
Make this more entertaining. Y'all squeezing that last bit of juice out of Ray's popularity. I'm great. I mean, shout out
hmm
to him though, legend. But so
Same.
that's who's gonna face each other for the number one contendership. I would have rather have been AOP, in my opinion. AOP would have did some crazy shit to Ray.
Right. Yeah. Overpowered.
Yeah,
100%.
like toss my son into the front row, like. But yeah,
Same way Dominic got tossed out the ring by Roman. Remember when he
I forgot
tossed him
about that.
out of the frame? Oh, it was crazy.
Hmm.
Anyway,
Oh, yeah, Roman was wilding. Yeah, yeah, he was wilding. He was wilding. He was wilding.
tossed him right out the frame. Yeah, same. I feel the same.
Yeah. And then last but not least, the main event was the Intercontinental Championship match. I'm sure everyone in the world knows how that turned out. Essentially, the Bloodline 2.0 showed up. They had tickets, as Solo was exclaiming that he had tickets to the show. Solo acting and stepping up, definitely gonna give it to him.
I thought he was going to hate.
Fucking. Nah, his acting, he didn't step his acting up. Well, I can't even hate on him. His acting is stepping up. He was like, oh, I got tickets. I got tickets. Ain't it? No problems. No problems. Had his
Mm-hmm.
tickets, all that, and then him and Jacob got in. They beat the shit out of Jay. Man, they distracted Jay, and then they just beat his ass. Fucking Braun Breaker got the win off the distraction, anyways. Before they beat up Jay, I mean, they set it up perfectly for going into SmackDown. I don't know if you don't want to talk about Jay losing the belt. He had a 28-day reign.
Can I go first?
Go
Go
ahead.
ahead, bro. Go
Uh,
ahead.
we're going to start this segment called "Let's Cut the Lights On." Nigga.
I
Um,
got you.
fuck out of here. Um,
We need a graphic, Trey.
I got you. I got you.
let's cut the lights on. You, how could I say this? So I feel like the whole match, the whole thing was fire, right?
hmm
Let's give kudos because I think Trey and I was talking about it. I think Solo these last 2, 3 weeks, maybe this about last month, he's been stepping it up. I feel like he's getting comfortable. He found his niche. I think he realized like the serious thing that he was doing before is out the window, and he's showing more of his personality. He's dumb funny,
hmm
and it works for him. He came up, he pulls up like, "Oh, I got tickets. No one, no beef. I got tickets. I'm trying to help you. What you talking about?" Like I thought that was funny.
hmm
What kind of confused me is it did seem like at first they was trying to help, but then you have Tongaloa and what's the
Oh
I
yeah, they
can't
got kicked out.
Tama
Tamatonga
Tonga.
and
and
Tongaloa,
Tom yeah
they got kicked out from ringside.
yeah because it
They also
seemed
got
like
Mm.
kicked too. They
yo
got
he kicked
fucked
the shit out of them son like
up.
yo they might have one of the best super kicks low key like but he kicked the shit out of both of them because I'm like were they trying to distract him or were they actually there to help him because it caused a little
Hmm.
bit that's what I got confused about because at first it seemed like they really was there to I guess help him out so
hmm
he could retain the title. And maybe I read it wrong. Jay just flipped like I don't need y'all to kick the shit out of both. Maybe that's what probably happened. Um,
hmm
But either way, now what got me tight about the situation is I understand they wanted to use the title clearly as a vehicle to get him back into the bloodline picture. But to me, it feels like y'all did it as a novelty just to give him the belt because he got so popular and everybody was calling for it.
Hmm.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying? And he had a 28-day reign, and he showed his acting skills. He showed that he's pretty good around the mic. Him
He had a
and
good
Braun Breaker
defense.
had moments. He had a defense. Like there was no way else to say that shit.
Yeah, I mean,
Like,
it was two
that
birds with one stone.
shit.
It was two birds with one stone, though.
Mhm.
Yeah. So he showed like, yo, I can do this shit. I can actually do it. And for us to see that, and then you just foul, take it away. It's like, damn, son. And like now, you know how the WWE run. More than likely, it's probably done. He might not get another shot at this because he's gonna team back up with his brother, go back with the bloodline, and his single shit is over. Which I feel like this could
Hmm.
have been an opportunity to some case if they did it the right way for Jimmy to go get his run off in SmackDown and solidify himself, while Jay solidified himself in Raw and continue to build a legacy almost on the Hardy Boy shit. You know what I'm saying? When they both went off and did their thing, we got V3
Hmm.
Matt with the fire ass theme song. He was going crazy. I
Oh,
don't
the
know for some
version
reason,
one?
version one Matt was
Version one?
outrageous.
Hmm.
He was outrageous. He was wild popular for what. That was my guy. You know what I'm saying? So.
Had the graphics when he came out and shit. Matt
Mm-hmm.
Hardy loves SpaghettiOs and mad random aspects.
So yeah,
Mhm.
so like at this point in time, it's like when I seen that happen, I'm like, come on, son, because we know what's gonna happen. Now they're gonna go into Survivor Series, and we might not ever get this kind of run from Jimmy again. So that's what got me tired about the
From
situation.
Jay.
Jay, excuse me, and
Mm.
that's what kind of got me tired about the situation. Other than that, what's his name kicked the shit out of Jay. Jacob, that kick, I felt that. Watch, like, why did you kick him like
You
that?
saw the Jay stare down with Braun? No, not Jay. Jacob and Braun?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
that's gonna be something big.
Foreshadowing
Mm-hmm.
down the road. Yeah,
Absolutely.
I mean,
He's a
I was
star.
like, damn. Yeah, yeah, bro.
He's a star.
He everything he touched is like energy.
He's a
Hmm.
star. He don't
Like
have to say
everything he
much.
touched. He don't say anything.
Mhm.
He
He
don't
said,
say
"I love
anything, but
you."
I love you, Solo.
Solo.
Yeah.
But I mean, so my take on this is, and I said this to Shano the other day, talking about it. It's like they could have waited to put the belt on Jay until after Survivor Series. Like if they were trying to push him for that, they could have waited until after the Survivor Series thing. Because now putting the belt on him, dropping the belt, the only way I'm okay with him dropping the belt is if he gets that shit right back once he's done with this whole bloodline shit because he needs a proper run. Like it's kind of to me, it's a smack in the face to everybody who rooted for Jay to go, yo, like he needs a nice title run, single title run, and then you just
Mhm.
give it to him for not even a full month, man. Like not even a full month, and then you just take that shit
Mhm.
away. Like at that point, y'all could have just kept that shit on Braun. Braun could have had his nice little title run. Once Jay is done with the whole bloodline shit, then that's I think that would have been a bigger pop for everybody because like yo, he's done with the bloodline. Now, boom, he got his first singles title, and now he's gonna run with that shit. He could run with that shit to WrestleMania if he wanted to. Even if he dropped it at WrestleMania, that would have been fine. But it's like, yo, nah, I'm not cool with that. Again, only way I would be all right with that is placeholder. Brian, you won the title again. Placeholder. Jay's coming right back for his title.
I just don't think that's likely though, because of how big a star that Braun is already. Like how they trying to build Braun. I just don't think it's likely that he's gonna be a placeholder twice. Like he beat Sammy only to drop to Jay, only to beat
Hmm.
Jay just to drop it back to Jay.
Which is why like they
You
shouldn't
see what
have
I'm
even put it
saying?
on Jay in the first place. You're right. You're
Yeah, it's
right.
like musical chairs kind of shit. So I don't know. I can see the frustration in Jay winning and not having a at least 3 month run. For me in the mid card, I feel like 3 months is good. World
Hmm.
Championship 6 months is good. Like if you get those, you that's a good run. He should have got 90 days. I mean, we're gonna see. I think we're also discounting the fact that Roman is truly gonna be a part timer moving forward. Like he's about to work this stretch up to
Mm-hmm.
Survivor Series, and then he'll probably work his stretch, around Royal Rumble and then towards WrestleMania. But he's not gonna be wrestling matches every week. Like you see, he's doing running shit right now. So
Mm-hmm.
I think with Roman kind of phasing out of the picture, especially in terms of the championship picture, I think that allows for Jay to move into those spaces. Now the question will be, will they tag team? How often they'll tag? All that. Right now they on different shows, so I'm gonna just assume that he's gonna go there just for right now, and
Mm-hmm.
then when Survivor Series is over, he's gonna be back on Raw, and we'll see what happens from there. Um, yeah, I mean, like I said, it's frustrating as hell because you invest in a lot of time in a particular person winning, and then you're not seeing the dividends of you investing that time in that person.
Yeah.
But
Mm,
it do take him to a fire storyline, like crazy storyline.
absolutely. Absolutely. All right, cool. And then that's pretty much everything for Raw, right?
Yeah.
All right, so we move on to SmackDown. Um, so what happened on SmackDown, fellas?
Well, first and foremost, LA Knight. Hopefully, he's about to become a super heel. Your man ruined Game 7.
Mm,
The Carmelo Hayes and Andrade was supposed to have Game 7. We was gonna find out who was the best of the two of them. Shit ends in a no contest because LA Knight's a hating ass nigga. That's the nicest way to put it. He gave them both
Oh,
BFTs. It was a no contest. So now Nick Aldis said it's a triple threat, I believe, right?
correct.
Yeah,
Triple threat.
so they're gonna have a triple threat. I don't know when that match is supposed to be. I don't know if it's next week. It can't be next week because they try like people is traveling to Saudi, so it can't be this. It can't be this Friday because they're gonna be in Saudi on Saturday. So
mm,
I don't know. It's coming up soon at some point. Maybe it's at Survivor. It would be dope if it's at Survivor Series.
Yeah, I don't remember
So,
when they said when it was going to
yeah,
happen.
yeah. So I
Um,
mean, thoughts on that? You already know how I feel about this series. It's dope they was gonna have a Game 7, but then LA Knight.
I actually more and more that I think about it, that you mentioned it, I like that it ended like that because now it don't take away from Andrade and it helped boost his up Carmelo, show that he can go. So them ending it like that, where there's like no real definitive finish between them, and then putting
Mhm.
them in the triple threat, which add more variables to the match that anybody could win. I think that solidifies Melo in a certain kind of way that he can go with somebody as talented as Andrade. And then Andrade showed that like, yo, I can beat somebody else when I need to. Like, I got it in me. I can go with somebody who's high energy like that too. So like, it
mm,
doesn't take away from Andrade, but at the same time builds up Melo. But then now the triple
mm,
threat, I think we all said LA Knight is kind of, for some reason, his matches don't have that pop like how it used to. So making it a triple threat with two guys that are essentially high flyers and guys that are high energy and that can pick up the pace, that can go, will put him in a situation where he can show that he got, because he's athletic. LA Knight is athletic. Show that he has some other shit and hopefully bring out another gear in him, which will make the match pretty good. It'll put him in a compelling match, to say the least, is what I'm saying. Um,
okay.
but I think at this point, um, uh, what else I was trying to say? I lost my train of thought at that moment. Um, Somebody go ahead. I forgot what I was about to say. The point I was trying to
It's all
make.
good. Yeah. Nah.
Yeah.
Um, I just I agree with when you said that LA Knights, his run or his matches or whatever, seemed to have gotten stale.
Hmm.
So maybe, adding, like you said, adding both Carmelo and Andrade to this title picture would be a good way of, this match is making this shit interesting because then again, if he is going heel, then that's another something else that they could do that makes it more interesting. You know what I mean? Like, okay, cool. LA Knight, a heel LA Knight. cool. He's been the face for ever since he became LA Knight, not that Dupree
Hmm.
person. He's been pretty much the face. Um, so yeah, we need a heel champion. So if he stays the champion, as if
Hmm.
this might be the end of his run. Who knows? But yeah,
Yeah,
I'm
I'm not
cool with
mad
it.
either way. Yeah.
Yeah.
If he lose the belt, cool. I like both of them. They talented. I really hope if it's one of them is gonna win, I hope it's Andrade because I think he can carry the ball. And I hope that Carmelo doesn't take the pin. I think that LA Knight should lose. Like if that's how it turns out in the triple threat, I hope it's Andrade wins the belt by pinning LA Knight. So then Carmelo never got beat.
Hmm.
So then he stays strong too. LA Knight could take a loss. Honestly, he's such a star. He moving mad merch, bro. You could repackage him and like make it seem like he lost his mind. Come back as a super heel in 3 weeks, leading up to the Saturday night main event, and now he back on the scene.
Right.
Boom,
Yeah.
and then he's set. So yeah, I
I
mean
would make
that's
Andrade
what I
a
would do
double
with
champ
them.
though. That's kind of fire. I make Andrade a double champ because he's still the speed
Oh, he's
champion, I
still
believe.
speed. I didn't even know.
Yeah. So
Yeah,
I think
so
that I think that would make him a double champ, but I doubt
yeah,
they're gonna keep that. They're probably gonna have him drop the speed shit. But yeah, hey.
yeah. So I don't know. It does give intrigue to that belt.
Hmm.
I think for the first time since before Logan Paul had it, this is the first time that there's like some okay, we got something happening. Before that, when Logan Paul was the champion, bro, I was forgetting he was even the
He was
champion.
hardly
I knew he was in
there.
WWE. Yeah,
He was hardly there. So it was
yeah,
like anyway, though, I don't want to get started on Logan Paul again.
yeah. Facts. Naomi wrestled Candice LeRae. Indy Hartwell, Candice LeRae's best friend, try to step in and help Candice. Ultimately, Bailey came down, had Naomi's back. Naomi ended up
Hmm.
winning with the head scissors DDT. Cool, she got the win. They besties and shit. I don't know. Bailey swears she black ever since she got her BBL. Like,
BBL Bailey.
Did she really good
yeah,
BBL?
man. Nah, her shit was always
Yeah.
fat. Shit was always fat, yeah.
Yeah, she was always
But
holding, but
Oh, for
yeah,
real? Oh
so
shit. Mm.
yeah, go back and look. Yeah. But
And the bed general missed that. It's crazy.
yeah, you slacking, you feel me? Slacking. But yeah, I don't it was a nothing match, bro. It didn't need to be on TV. They could have put that shit on main event or something like
hmm
shout out to Naomi. She do deserve to be on TV every week. But why we ain't getting no like Jade one-on-one match with Candice LeRae or something like why Jade not on TV enough?
I don't know what
To
they're doing with
she
this
need the
shit.
reps.
Facts. Unless they're
Y'all ain't
doing
never
it at
been on
house
the
shows.
team. Yeah, like you ain't never been on the team and like, all right, you the man right now. But you see like little freshman son, he nice, but he ain't never played on the stage that you play on.
Hmm.
And you looking like, yo, if I go play one-on-one with him every day, I know he gonna get prepared to go play on that stage. Or if I bring him to my park where it's tougher, he get these reps, he gonna be so when we go to practice, he gonna be ready. Why is Jade not getting the reps so that she could be like Bianca? Because I'm just not seeing it. I see all the social media shit. They had the little shit with the boogeyman and shit. They trying to figure out what was inside the. I don't care about that.
Yeah.
Let's have her
Something's
doing some
come.
bumps. Yeah,
Something's happening. Something's happening. Or I don't know. I agree. I don't like how they're pushing. Like unless y'all saving them for this whole tag match between the last legend and Jakara or whatever her name is.
I think that's what's happening. I feel like at this point we have the women's need a mid card. I think that's the biggest thing. And then on top of it, it's like, come on, what y'all waiting for? Let's start playing around. Let's start playing around with these storylines. We have Naomi, she's with Jimmy.
Hmm.
Andrade's with Charlotte.
hmm
Last
yeah. I
Legend
mean, we
messing
brought it
around
up.
with Trick. Like
Hmm
let's play around. Like what made WWE so intriguing back in the day was because you had the rivalries and the beef between people, which regarding straight performance and wrestling, or people did some wild shit to them backstage, ran up on them,
Mm,
whatever. But then you have certain storylines that involve somebody's spouse or significant other, and it, all these shit mesh and blended. Let's get back to that. Come on,
Mm-hmm.
like let's get back to it. Let's have the woman drop kicking the dude every now and then. Let's get back to the bubble ray delis putting people through tables. Like let's get back.
mm,
Like I think we're at a point where that PG. We got to start going away from the PG shit because that limits your product. I'm not saying you got to go rated R. I'm saying, but stop being straight PG. We got
mm.
to
Mm-hmm.
start playing around with these things to get everybody involved. Because you will have a way happier back locker room if everybody got something major going on or a good storyline going for them somehow, somewhere. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, I agree.
Gotcha.
I agree. Yeah. Then Motorcycle Machine Guns
My Nick,
wrestled DIY. Great match. Back and forth, back and forth. Gargano messed up at some point. Alex Shelley took advantage. They hit Skull and Bones. And now that they became number one contenders, and before they could even really like get excited at the fact that they only had two matches in WWE, they about to be going up for the belts. The Bloodline 2.0 comes out and says, if y'all so great, wrestle us right now. And then proceeded to have a match. So they put their belts on the line. Machine Guns came through. They was doing their thing. But then the numbers game started to play because Solo was out there. And then Jimmy came out, interjected himself into it. And then Roman came out and they chased Solo away. And then ultimately Jay, because he got screwed just on Monday, came out and kicked their heads into next year. Machine Guns hit Skull and Bones, won a belt. Thoughts on Machine Guns for one? Three matches in the WWE, I would say three stellar matches already, and now champions. And then also Jay and Jimmy reuniting. They the Usos again. When the show went off air, Roman actually got in the ring and they threw up the ones. So like super, super duper babyface type shit from the three of them. Now we gotta figure out who the hell is gonna be riding with them moving forward. But thoughts on
Mm-hmm.
them, them costing the Bloodline 2.0 the belts. And then thoughts on Machine Guns. Brand new tag team. Looks like they actually putting some thought into the tag team shit.
So I have a different take on it. I do agree that they are very talented, and in their three matches, they've they did their thing in the matches. Um, but I can't help but feel it's a smack in the face of every other tag team that's been there because they just got signed
Mm,
and now they're champions. And I'm
mm-hmm,
like, I don't know how I feel about that, honestly. Especially every time I think I'm always going to go back to Street Profits. I felt like
mm,
they should be pushed more. And each and every time, like they've been putting in the work. Now, granted, I'm not saying that, the machine gun people, they're not nice. No, they nice. But y'all just got here. And I know, y'all probably I know WWE probably like, nah, we got them. Let's get them right out there now. Let's get them out there now. Which I get.
mm,
It was big in TNA. And again, back to what I said last episode, is like how they said that they're your favorite tag team's favorite tag team. So I get that. Like they're
mm,
that popular, they're that good, but they could have a few more matches before you just throw the belts on them. So
mm-hmm,
that's how I feel. I think it's a smack in the face to the rest of the tag team, again, especially Street Profits. I mean, DIY, they're a solid tag team too. But it's just like this is pushing these guys. Yeah, they're hot. I feel like if anything, they're getting the Logan Paul effect, like the Logan
yeah.
Paul
I
push.
mean, it's one of those. This was a big splash free agency get because
Mm-hmm.
AEW did back out the Brinks truck to try to get the machine guns, and they had wrestled on AEW earlier this year.
Mm.
But
Okay.
they opted to come to WWE because their dream was always to go to WWE. and be on the big stage. I also wonder because the thoughts were that the Machine Guns were gonna debut later in the year. I also wonder if they're in the spot the Lucha Bros are supposed to be in because the Lucha Bros were supposed to debut around now. So I
Mm,
think I think the Lucha Bros are supposed to debut last week, make the big splash, and then win this week. I think that might always have been a play because like if the Jay shit was for Jay to lose like this to
mm,
reunite with the Bloodline, then it probably also was for the Bloodline 2.0 to lose their belts this week as well. And I wonder if the Lucha Bros is supposed to be there, but because of the contract shit, it was like, all right, you know, like in baseball when you have to call up the relief pitcher, like, all
mm,
right, the starter can't do it, so we gonna need y'all to come through and hold it down. Because I think that they might have been the Lucha Bros' first test was the Machine Guns, and then that would have gave them two brand new tag teams they just brought in. They pushed it to the moon, like resetting the tag team division with those two teams.
mm.
So yeah, HB, what you think?
Oh yeah, I fuck with Machine Gun Motor City. First of all, they entrance is fire. The entrance is hella fire. You know, I'm big on entrance. The entrance is hella fire. That joint was fire. And they pointed a blicky at the camera like I was like, oh yeah, these are my guys right here. So after pointing the blicky, I was already a fan. But no, the entrance was fire, the song was fire, their whole presentation was up to par. And then them guys, they definitely have an old school feel to them, but
Mm,
like mixed with like athletic, high flying with technical
mm,
wrestling, like high flying with technical wrestling mesh because they're not the biggest of guys. So, but like I liked it.
yeah.
I like the attitude. I like what I was seeing. I like how they was like ready to go with it. And first of all, Solo was funny, son. Man came in there like so. That's so nice. I want to just wrestle right now. Get your ass big right now. Like I think with him coming in and doing that, and them moving the way how they was, it was just fire presentation. I fucks with it. And then uh going back to what Trey said, I was disagreeing until he said the Street Profits. I was like, oh shit, he's right. He's right. Cause it's like them
Mm.
guys they should have definitely gotten a real push somehow, some way. But then Machine Gun Motor City came in. So it was I'm conflicted because like I want Street Profits to have a proper push. But then I
But
really
do
like
we? Do we want the Street Profits to have a push, or do we want Montez to have his own push?
both.
Because
We want
I'm conflicted. You feel? Yeah, I don't know if I care as much for the Street Profits to get that push. If that means Montez is further away from his singles push.
mm,
Like my priority now is Montez getting a singles push over the Street Profits doing anything else. No disrespect to their team. They've won tag team titles on both shows already. So it's not like they never did it. I would rather Montez, like I said, Royal Rumble, Money in the Bank, make card title run, something like that, than
mm.
worrying about Montez um and Dawkins in this tag team scene. Now, does this make the tag team scene better? Probably. And they also would have made it better as well. But that's just me. Like,
I don't I don't want the mid car run for Montez. I feel like he's too good to be a mid card person. And for the longest, I like the format you just displayed for him, how it should go
mm,
for him, but I would rather it be for one of the heavyweight titles, world titles.
mm,
The problem is it's kind of crowded up there right now with all the storylines around Cody, Bloodline, shit like that. So that's the
mm,
problem. So it's like, yo, if y'all gonna do it, I want y'all to do it at a time where it makes sense within maybe hopefully by sometime next year. So I don't mind him getting a push with the Street Profits for the next 5, 6, 7 months until this whole saga clears up. And then y'all find a way to plug him into the main storyline and give him a good run for a couple months till he get to that place and get a real push in that heavyweight title scene. You get what I'm
I
saying?
would
Because
be
he's just too
conflicted.
big of a star.
I would be conflicted about that because Like my first thought is Jey Uso's main event, Jey Uso, right?
Mm-hmm.
If somebody's gonna be jettisoned into that space, it should be Jey Uso. I don't think it should be Montez or like who's in the mix, like LA Knight, who had been in the main event scene for a little bit, and then
Mm-hmm.
came down to the mid card, got the belt. He finally won a belt. So if he was going somewhere, it would be up to the top. You see, like I feel like he would be skipping the line of other people that have put in the work to be in that scene over him.
That's what I said when it makes sense. You know what I'm saying? Because you still got LA Knight,
Yeah.
you still got the crowded scene up there right now. So when it makes
Mm,
sense, because to me, we didn't know if Jay can carry it for himself. And then
mm,
he's doing matches, he's doing backstage stuff, he's in vignettes, and then when he had his rivalry with Braun, he's showing like, motherfucker, I could really go, and I can
yeah.
speak on the mic. So now for him
Mm-hmm.
to take a turn to go up to that title scene, we know he can do it. LA Knight came in talking crazy. We knew he could speak. We knew he could carry shit off.
Mm-hmm.
And we see
Mm-hmm.
that he was athletic in the ring and he has a great, or decent, really good moveset, I should say.
No, he
He
got
has a
good
good
moveset.
moveset
Yeah.
and he could go a bit. So we could kind of see him in that picture. He didn't get it because the scene was a little too packed. Came to
It
the
was too
mid to
crazy.
it's too
Yeah,
crazy.
it was too
He
crazy. Yeah.
came to the mid card run. Cool. Now we know, okay, he can do his thing.
But
Eventually,
wouldn't you want Montez to do the same thing?
I feel like Montez, he's, how can I say, we already know he's good on the mic. That's one.
Mm-hmm.
We already know he has a good move set and he's crazy
Mm-hmm.
athletic, crazy ring showmanship. I feel like he has all the tools. Plus, we haven't really seen somebody in that caliber besides maybe Booker T or The Rock get pushed into that title weight scene that looks like him and that could do all the things he can do. I feel like he has a
Lashley.
Lashley. Who else?
Mm-hmm. Who got pushed or had like Kofi got he had a moment, boom, that happened. Big E won a Money in the Bank.
I'm talking about who has pretty much everything like Montez. Montez has the look, he can speak, he has a showmanship, he has
Oh,
a good
I think Big E had that. I wouldn't say that
Biggie,
about Kofi.
Biggie,
Kofi got better on a mic
yeah,
when he became champion,
yeah,
but some of that might have been just he had the opportunity now to speak. But
that's
Biggie
true.
always, I think Biggie always had that, and I think we was calling for that for a long time, and they just wasn't listening, and they finally did listen, and then unfortunately my man got hurt. All that shit happened.
Hmm.
Boom. But I think like Biggie had that and got a push. It just didn't turn out the way we wanted to because of injuries and shit.
Hmm.
But I don't disagree with you about Montez. I'm just saying that I would be worried that if we made Jay and LA Knight go into the mid card before they ultimately get pushed
Mm.
into the main, it's the same thing that Trey just said about the machine guns.
Okay.
Like there's tag teams that are already established that should have gotten a opportunity. So, yeah, it's great. They're a great team. All of that is great about them, but like we do got tag teams that we could probably push. So I would
Okay.
say the same thing. Montez, like, let me see Montez go on the mid card and win the belt and show us some shit so that we could feel like, all right, we know for sure what it's going to be. I also don't want him to like win Money in the Bank or Royal Rumble and then lose at WrestleMania or lose trying to cash it in. So like, and I think that's more likely to happen when you never held a mid card title.
Okay.
Like Baron Corbin, or that's what happened to Baron Corbin. He never won the mid card title. Then he got Money in the Bank, lost it. We just saw that shit happen with Austin Theory. He went after the fucking U.S. title for his cashing. Trash. We never Nakamura never held the title in WWE when he won the Royal Rumble, and then he lost to AJ at WrestleMania. Like if you're gonna win some shit like that, I want them to have the full machine behind you and not kind of behind you, where they could be like, yeah, we're gonna change our mind. You're not winning.
Hmm.
Because Nakamura should have won. I think everybody agrees that Nakamura was on fire when he came in and won a Royal Rumble. He should have won.
Wasn't he? Then he won a belt though. He won the
He
not the
never
Royal.
won a world title.
Yes, he did because he had it over AJ. Did he not?
No, he lost, bro. He lost. He lost at Royal Rumble. Oh, he lost at WrestleMania, and then he lost the next month at Backlash. Kicked him in the nuts. Yeah, Nakamura's never held the world title.
I mean, yeah,
And
he
then he
had some
started
steam.
winning mid card titles. He was him.
He was hot. That was my
Yeah.
guy too.
Yep. That's what I'm saying. Like, let's certify this. Like you said about Jay, like we said about LA Knight, let's certify it and then send them to the moon so that like
I,
I think
I
I always will have that thing in back of my mind that they about to screw him if he didn't tick all the boxes first.
I think the consensus is we want to see him have a run at some point. You know what I mean? So it's like,
Yeah, for sure.
yeah, like we want to see him have a run. It's just, I think when it makes sense, do it. Let's go. That's why I said I don't mind him with the Motor City. What is it?
Machine gun.
Motor City Machine Gun. Like them street profit, like they got some talent, so it can make for some
Mm-hmm.
compelling storylines if they write around it, not just put them in make a storyline, not just have them pull up and see each other in the backstage and just walk away and then like make some shit. Let's put some effort in these storylines. He could be in a compelling storyline for 3 to 6 months. You know what I'm saying? And then after that, we start giving him his singles run. You know what I'm saying? And have him start
Mm-hmm.
doing his thing. Like I'm cool with that because right now the tag team scene look like it's getting fortified crazy right now. That's all I'm saying. Like,
Yeah. Yeah, I just worry about him still mulling around in the tag team shit, and that's wasting time for
mm,
him preparing to go into mid card or championship realm.
gotcha.
You see what I'm like? I want to be able to be like, all right, cool. Now he's set up. We done seen him in singles matches, and it wasn't like because the last time he was in singles matches like a couple years ago now. So like, all right, now he's in singles matches. He doing his thing. He almost won the U.S. title, or he did win the U.S. title. Held it for 3 months, and then he's coming back. Like, so then when he does go for the shit, when he goes for the gusto, I want it to be unquestioned,
Hmm.
which I think is the issue with the women's division. Like I've been saying, like without a mid card title, it just seemed like everybody going for the gusto. Like everybody just wilding, trying to get to
Mm.
the top, and it don't. Sometimes it don't make sense. You're like, yo, what, you ain't win no matches in the last 3 months. Why you think you about to challenge? Nah, y'all bugging.
Hmm.
Gotcha. All right, so that was good. That's it for the weekly shows. Overall, again, I still feel SmackDown's more intriguing show. Raw did have some good things to contribute, especially with, if anything, it bled over into SmackDown, especially with the Jay stuff. So, that sounds good. We're gonna move on to our discussion. So this episode's discussion, we're gonna talk about what can WWE do to make the tag team scene seem more intriguing. And it's,
Speaking
it's
of
funny
devil,
because we were just talking about that. And and then if there's anyone or any team that should be pushed, who should it be? Now, of course, I've made it very clear on this pod, like the Street Profits. That's me.
mm,
But what I think they can do to make it more intriguing, even though it seemed like, okay, we're talking about it. The Machine Gun Motor City guys, they won the belt after 3 matches. So, okay, we're talking about it. That's intriguing. But I don't know. I just feel like the tag team scene kind of has been dull, especially on Raw again, with Judgment Day having the belts, not really doing anything with it. Um, and then even before that, it was R-Truth and Miz. I
mm,
believe they had the belts, and again, that I just feel like, again, I think the theme of this episode is like push these tag teams. There's tag teams out there that are good. AOP, just like Drew was saying earlier, they need to be to the moon. So it's like,
mm.
what do you guys think? Like, what can WWE do to make the tag team scene like more intriguing?
Spend time in the matches. Like actually develop a good 12 to 15 minute compelling match that got near falls and high spots and maybe some chain wrestling, some couple of hot tags. Like it's not, I don't think it's that complicated. Like
Mm-hmm.
I think tag team allows for you because there's multiple players, you could do way more shit than you can with two people. So like use that to your advantage. I feel like they've just made it so dull and bland. Whereas like the heel team is winning for a while, and then there's a hot tag, and then if the babyface team is gonna win, they're gonna win based on that hot tag. If the heel team is gonna win, they're gonna cheat after the hot tag, and that's the match. And that's how every single match happens. There's nothing special that happens different. Like even when the Usos and the New Day was going back and forth, or even that match that we had, the main event of WrestleMania, like you at some point you had no idea who was going to win the match because it went past 8 minutes or so. So you're like, all right, the match has been happening for a minute. There's been multiple tags. There's been a couple of hot tags on both sides, and we just like if they just spent time on the match. I think that's the reason why the Attitude Era tag teams themselves are considered GOATs, is that those matches were treated like a singles match of importance.
Yeah, that's a good
So no
point.
matter who was wrestling, you was always like, yo, I ain't gonna hold you. I don't, like you might not even know the team. Like I remember when they had the Conquistadors on Edge and Christian dressed up in all gold. Like after they had lost the belts, they dressed up in all gold, had masks on and shit. And they was like, you didn't even know who the fuck that was, but you like, yo, I ain't gonna hold you. This match is good, so I don't know who gonna win.
Right. Yeah,
I
I
agree.
just feel. Yeah, go ahead. So no, sorry.
My fault. I agree everything you just said. Like they don't spend enough time. It's not a story being told in the ring.
It is,
It's,
but it's microwave though. Like,
whatever that shit is.
yeah.
Like as you said, like the match at WrestleMania between The Rock and Roman
Oh,
Reigns against Cody and
I
Seth.
wasn't even talking about that. I was talking about the Usos and Sami Zayn. I had no idea who was gonna win the match.
But
But
you bring it,
same, Rock and Roman
same
too.
thing.
Yeah.
It's the same thing. Like we didn't know who was gonna win. We felt like we had an idea who was gonna win, but the story that they was telling
Mm-hmm.
in the match, it was fire. Rock got spared. He oversold the spare. He was in there like he was taking big bumps. He got put through a table. They was wilding in that match. Seth
Get
was on one
up.
leg. Yeah, they going crazy. They going crazy. So that was probably one of the best tag team matches we've seen in a long time. We just had one with Roman and Cody too. Roman and Cody against Jacob and Solo. Like,
Mm-hmm,
first of
mm-hmm,
all, they was wilding something. You have Cody jumping off the turnbuckle.
You said
They was going.
I'm out.
My man looked at him like, yo, it's over, bro.
I'm
Take
done. I'm
niggas
done.
home, nigga. After this, I ain't doing shit more. I gotta go soak after this shit. And chucked off. Like they was telling good stories in those matches. And I feel like with the talent that they have now, street profits. That's a street fighters. Street
I'm about to
profits.
say, damn. Ken and
You got
Ryu about to pull up on motherfuckers.
that's crazy. Double high do man. That's a crazy finisher. But you got Motor City Machine
Machine
Guns,
guns.
Street Profits,
You
Bloodline,
can just call them
Judgment
the
Day.
guns at this point.
At this point, because
Yeah,
that's too much of a whole shit to say.
yeah.
You know what I'm
The
saying?
guns.
Yeah, so you have all these teams there that can go. It's like, all right, I need to actually start telling stories in these matches, make it more intriguing. So they have the talent, they have the first part, they 50% there. The other 50% is going to come from storytelling outside of the ring and storytelling inside of the ring. And I think that's
Mm-hmm.
what will get it.
Yeah, because I honestly feel like outside of those main event tag team matches, which I mentioned, like with the Rocks, like with the A-listers, I kind of feel like they use tag team matches as fillers. Like they're like, oh, we just throw a tag team match, in
Mm.
there so we could get the show moving along. And it's like there's some fire tag teams out there. Again, even men and women, honestly, because again, you even with the whole Jade and Bianca thing, it's like they don't as champions, you would think they would wrestle more than what they're wrestling. I mean, yes, they've been on NXT. Yes, they have a few with some NXT superstars. But I think what the past two SmackDowns, they've been in the crowd or just doing shit, non-ring shit. And
Hmm.
it's like, come on, like again, I just feel like there has to be some sort of priority when it comes to these tag teams. Because again, people gonna look at tag teams like, okay, well, it's whatever. Unless it's one of the big superstars. Let's Cody
Hmm.
and Roman teaming together, or the Usos who are again up there. Everybody's hyped to see them back together. But again,
Hmm.
we have other tag teams that that are there and they're dope. They're dope. Like even with them, I'm sorry, one last point. Even with them, trying to do these tournaments for the number one contendership. All right, it's an effort, but I feel like there should be more. Those some
Hmm.
those some gimmick matches outside of a ladder match with these tag team matches. You could do something like that. Bring back a tables match. Like
Mm.
like do
Hmm.
do that type of stuff. But yes, you don't need to have the Dudley Boys to do table matches. I'm sorry.
Shit, bring back a fucking WrestleMania. Bring back a TLC match. I don't know the last time we seen a tag team TLC match.
It's
Like, bring
every
that
year
shit
Money in the
back.
Bank. And that's not even a tag team one. That's a singles one. But yeah,
Yeah, it's the singles. Yeah,
yeah, like bring that shit back. I feel
yeah,
like it'll make people excited again. And again, like I said, they have the talent. The talent is there. You just got to get the fans to want to see that. If you're not
yeah.
showcasing them, and that's it.
You you know, it's crazy. It's almost like hypocritical because they prove that they can produce top tier tag team matches and put them in the main event of fucking WrestleMania or main event of a pay per view, but not do that for the actual tag teams. Like, why does it take Roman and The Rock teaming together and Seth and Cody, people who are not tag team partners, in a match for you to like give it actual attention and breath and let that shit go? Like, why are you not doing that with the tag teams that are talented that we already got? You could do the same. You could literally do the same shit. It don't even got to be in the main event. I don't think we even asking for that. It could be it could be oh, you open the show, but give that shit time. Like, just give it time. Like, giving them 7 8 minutes, quick ass match, mad predictable. Like, the only
Mhm.
thing you don't know is whether the heels is going to cheat or not, or get an opportunity to cheat or not. That's it.
But as I said, there's no story. I agree with you because they can do it everybody else. Why they can't? The, storytelling is the biggest part of it. Like we seen the buildup from all the backstage brawls, all the
Mm-hmm.
shit that the vignettes, all the double crossing. So we were like, nah, we trying to see this tag team match between Roman Reigns and Cody against the Bloodline. Like, and hey,
Mm-hmm.
we trying to see this tag team with Cody and with Seth and Cody against Rock and
Mm-hmm.
Roman. Like the buildup. There's no buildup. It's just as Trey said, filler matches. Boom. Here's a tag match. Yo, y'all got about 7 minutes. Make it work. Like until we get these motherfuckers out there. Like, you know what I'm saying? So
Mm-hmm.
they're not spending the same time and from that they're taking for their main storylines into the tag team. They should be looking at every division as a main story. Every division should have a main storyline. The mid card should have a main storyline for both men and women. The tag team situation should have a main storyline for both men and women. And then intertwining storylines, you gotta do your best to do it.
Mm-hmm.
WWE, when you start Netflix in January, you make those changes, you're gonna have a supreme product. That's all I'm saying.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
No, I
Wise
agree.
words. Wise words.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
Well, once both shows are 3 hours, ain't no
mm,
excuse.
mm-hmm,
At this point,
Ain't no
yeah.
excuse. Like, it's not just that they got Netflix. Yeah, you could go ham with like how you talk and shit like that. Storylines, so you can get more violent. But like, y'all got 6 hours of content that you need to shoot. If you tell me you can't find 45 minutes to devote towards tag teams and making those storylines pop, then what we doing? Because I'm sure there's gonna be some bullshit filler that's also gonna be on the show when it's 3 hours.
Yeah. And then
So,
again, we don't. I just feel like as the talent, they don't deserve that. Especially again, they're too talented. They're too talented. So
mhm.
yeah. Get your shit together, WWE.
That ass.
High niggas. You know what I'm saying?
That
We
too.
got ideas.
They are
You
hiring
know,
though. Yeah,
Yeah.
couple dollars. I don't even need that much. Give me free shows, travel, all that.
yeah.
You know,
Consultant work. We'll do some consulting.
yeah.
Facts. Hold up.
Starting at 300K. Um,
But yeah, all right. So yeah, that's it for our discussion, y'all. All right, we're gonna move on to this episode's top five. And in the spirit of Halloween, because by the time this episode, you guys are seeing this episode, it will be either I think a day or two days before Halloween.
Mhm.
Spirit of Halloween, we're gonna go our top five scary characters or gimmicks or personas. Um,
mhm.
so HB, we go first again. You're always threatening to leave the show if niggas
Yeah,
don't
go
let you
ahead.
go.
Go
I
crazy.
mean, after the last episode, shit, I shouldn't even be here. Like, uh, Undertaker, which I'm sure is going to be repeated. Disclaimer: most of us are probably going to have the same shit. It's not too
Yeah.
many, scary or gimmicky kind of talent that was in WWE. So most of us are probably going to have the same shit. So no order. Undertaker, Kane, um, The Fiend, um, Papa Shango, um, Gangrel.
Okay,
Mm,
okay. That Papa
okay.
Shango one is real good.
Hmm.
That's real good. Yeah. Now everybody know about that. Yeah. Ultimate Warrior throwing up and all kinds of crazy shit. I fuck
Oh, I
with him. And
missed
he a
one.
black dude. He the Godfather.
You know what he like? I ain't gonna say
Hey,
it.
Trey, you ready?
Oh yeah, I go. So again, no order. I have Undertaker. I got the Fiend, Bray Wyatt. I have Mankind. Now the Mankind
The
and the
OG.
Brown,
First
the OG
Mankind.
one.
When he's pulling his
Yeah,
hair out, all that.
yeah.
The real mankind, yeah.
The real Mankind. So I said Taker, um, Mankind, Fiend. I ain't gonna hold y'all. Y'all might laugh at me or fuck or whatever. I don't fuck with clowns. So Doink the Clown scared the shit out of me, my nigga.
Yes,
Doink the
sir.
Clown scared the
Yes,
shit out of
sir.
me. Um, yeah, nah, fuck that nigga. And then I got
Yo, RIP.
sorry. Yeah,
Damn,
again,
son.
the character, not the guy
Okay,
who
all
performed the
right.
character. And then I got the Boogeyman.
Okay, okay.
I got the
Yeah, he was
Boogeyman.
wild. He was eating worms and shit. He was bugging the fuck out. Like that shit scared the shit out of him. He was nasty.
I
And
would
he
have
was
wanted to
black.
snuff that nigga. I was in the locker room too. Like, yo, you bugging with all that shit. Get the fuck away from me.
He walking around with a jar of worms. Like, hey guys, you ready for tonight? Sure, get that shit
I
away
got
from
my snacks. Yeah, bug. He was a crash out. Wilding
me.
out. Damn. All right. I mean, first and foremost, offer just out of respect, Undertaker. Put Undertaker on
Hmm.
there. Um, I'm gonna take it back. I'm gonna go with Papa Shango because that was probably the first person I seen in wrestling that had me shook. And I seen him before I seen the Undertaker. So, whoo, he was wilding with that gimmick, fucking voodoo doctor and shit.
Hmm.
Then I'm gonna go with instead of going with Bray Wyatt slash the Fiend, because everybody gonna go with that. I'm gonna go with what was his muse for that character in the first place in Waylon Mercy. Y'all know what it is. Look it up after this. Bray Wyatt looks exactly like him. Waylon Mercy was essentially a dude who like killed his peoples and then killed his cellmate in jail, and then he like was rehabilitated and was supposed to be a nice guy. Like that was his persona and shit. But you knew there was like some strange shit. He had a knife tattooed on his forehead. Look it up
Hmm.
after this.
That's
Crazy,
crazy.
like the vignettes is chilling, bro. So and he got the Hawaiian shirt on. That's Bray stole the whole shit. He'll tell you.
Send me that shit.
I mean, yeah, I'm gonna send it to
Yeah.
you. So what I said, Undertaker, Papa Shango, Waylon Mercy. Um, I'm also gonna have to go with Doink the Clown. I do not fuck with clowns at all. I ain't gonna lie. So this is a crazy story. I don't think I even told y'all this story. I told Asia this shit one time. Boom. You know, when we was little, we supposed to go to sleep. Or I mean, Nitro was on, Raw was on. Boom. I turn the TV on. My mom sleep. She right there. Boom. She sleep. I got you got that shit on like 3. So like you
Mm-hmm.
could just barely hear it, but they can't hear it. Boom, I'm watching the TV and Doink the Clown come out. Nigga, I turned that shit off and started screaming. My mother was like, what happened? I'm like, it's the clown. They had a clown on wrestling. Yo, I got my ass whooped
Mm-mm.
for sneaking and watching and getting scared. So yeah, fuck him. Respectfully. R.I.P. to the actual person. He had a lot of drug issues and all that. Passed away
Mm.
too soon. Matt Bourne. But yeah, nah, that shit was too crazy. And he was like trying to be funny, low key. And then I remember like he would get beat up, slide under the ring, and another doink would come. No, I'm great. I'm nothing. So
Mm-mm.
that shit was dead spooky to me. And then probably last but not least, I ain't gonna hold you. I'm putting Mr. McMahon. That man was wilding, bro. For that, it's me all along shit alone. Mr.
Mm.
Good
McMahon,
fire.
bro.
That's one of my
That
favorite
was
shit.
insane.
It was me, Austin. It was me all along.
Who kidnaps their own daughter as collateral towards screwing somebody up? That's insane.
He's
That's
about to
that's
sacrifice
scary.
the purity of his daughter to get
That shit
Austin.
wow. Ain't that shit?
He's
Ain't
a
that
Just to
sadist.
get back at somebody he doesn't like.
that's crazy.
Like what?
Ben told you he's a sadist. He's crazy. Like, um,
So yeah, that's
mm-mm.
my five.
Okay.
You know what? Hold on now. Let's speak on this.
All right.
Kane, I feel like Kane, low key. We all, first of all, fuck WWE because they wild out. Because we all thought Kane was really
His
Undertaker's
brother.
brother. We all thought he
Mm-hmm.
OD.
really got burnt up. My man was coming
OD.
out there sounding like Mr. Robotnik, like with that shit, going crazy, couldn't talk. Then he
Yeah.
had the mask on. The Undertaker set his ass on fire again. Like, yo, they was wilding with Kane. And he
Real
was
life
coming back
too.
with the burnt mask. Like, the shit was crazy. Like, nah. So kudos to WWE for doing that. And Jim Ross. Because Jim Ross used to have us going crazy with Kane. Like, the big red machine, he's a killer. Like, too crazy.
Now I ain't gonna
Mm-hmm.
lie, I give it to Vince. For once on the commentary, he was like trash on the comment, but he played up. That's gotta be Kane, and we like, oh nigga, who is Kane? And then when you seen him rip the door down, I was like, oh. And then he got in the ring. He was taller than Undertaker. I said, oh, now I'm out. Turn this shit off.
Mm-hmm.
Ain't
I
doing
don't even
this
want to see
shit.
this. Oh, the fire. Yeah, look, I think long. I give the respect to Undertaker because he did the gimmick for so long.
Hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Kane was
Stayed in character.
scarier. Kane
Hmm.
was scarier off the rip. But Undertaker did the character for so long. I remember he used to get hit with finishers and just sit up. I'm like, oh
Mm-hmm.
nah, yeah, I got it.
Yeah.
Same with Mankind. The first time I seen the Mandible Claw, boy,
Yeah, that was
that was
nasty.
another one of those. I'm turning the TV off. Y'all bugging. Y'all
Mm-hmm.
bugging. I don't want
Yeah,
no
yeah.
parts of this.
Here another exhibitionist. He put his hand in the sock. Like, come in. Like, nah, like no, I agree 100%. Undertaker gets wild kudos because he was able to stay in character and work the kayfabe like a motherfucker when he was outside. Like to
Mm-hmm.
have that dedication to show you how old school he was able to do that until he retired, which is outrageous. And then but Kane was that scary, so to the point they gave him his own movie. What was the name of the movie they gave him? He did a big ass movie,
See no evil.
See No Evil,
Mm-hmm.
which was crazy. I ain't watch that shit. I don't do scary.
So
I ain't
it was
scared.
fake whack. It was fake whack. I ain't gonna hold you.
I
It
ain't
was like
scared.
watching WWE.
Okay.
Like he was just popping up and shit. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but like, yeah, like he was scary. For real, for real. No,
I'm
Yeah.
trying to think. There was somebody. There was a couple people that was scary that wasn't really scary gimmicks. Like I ain't gonna hold you. I was shook at Ken Shamrock, boy.
mm,
I was like, nah,
mm-hmm,
son has really got a problem.
Mm-hmm.
And if he lose his mind, he whooping everybody. I don't want no parts. He got it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm
Ken
trying to think
Shamrock, I was
who.
shook. Oh, I was shook at the Giant when I first seen him. Paul White.
Mm-hmm.
Really?
Now you got to go back and watch him, like when he debuted in WCW and all that. He was in the Dungeon of Doom, which was like they spooky faction and shit.
Mm-hmm.
Son, he was huge. That motherfucker was big as hell. I'm like, yo, what the fuck?
I ain't
And
gonna
then
lie, I
oh, he
was.
Andre the Giant son.
Oh yeah, I remember
Mm.
that. Yeah,
Yeah.
That
I was
shit.
scared of Krosting when he went to the black and white
Oh,
face
really?
paint. Yeah, because again, as a kid, I ain't fucking with the Crow. I thought the Crow was a horror
That
movie
shit was
movie.
scary.
Okay, okay,
That shit was
yeah, yeah.
scary.
I thought the Crow was a
It's a
horror
little off.
movie.
It's a little off putting. Yeah.
And then I see this nigga Sting pull up with that whole gimmick. I was like, nah, I'm good on that. You know who else used to scare the shit out of me? Raven.
Nah. You know why I wasn't afraid of Raven? I seen him on ECW already. So I seen the
Mm,
gimmick, but like more flushed out on
mm-hmm,
ECW, and then he came to W. So I like it was the same shit. So like Raven was cool. Sting just like confused me. Like when he did the switch, because I remember at some point he was like he came out and he turned away from the camera and spoke to the crowd. Like the last time he had like color and shit, he did that, and
mm-hmm.
then next thing you know, he was, I mean, dropping out the ceiling with a baseball bat and shit. I was like, oh, wow, okay. But I never knew who if it was really Sting though.
Mm-hmm.
Like in the beginning when they was doing the like, oh, Sting is in NWO. Like I never knew who Sting was actually fucking with at the time. I'm like, oh, I don't know. So yeah, it scared me, but wasn't scary. Yeah, Giant had me shook. Fucking, there was somebody else had me shook. Not the book. The
Mm-hmm.
boogeyman was just weird. That shit just threw me off. I mean,
What
I
else?
the fiend had me shook.
Nah,
First
the
time I
Fiend
seen
shit
that
was kind
shit.
of scary. Yeah, I ain't gonna hold you. That
The
match is outrageous.
entrance, the mask. When he did the little when he's setting up the Sister Abigail.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm good on that. I'm good on that.
Yeah, the fiend had me shook. That music is creepy too.
Mm-hmm.
His entrance music,
Yeah.
and he was no selling everything. I was nope.
He dead no selling everything. Uh, the Fiend, he was probably the last of the real. The way how his thought process, how to get that shit off,
Mm-hmm.
is like that could have been an actual movie. Like they could have took his character,
Oh, you talking like the little TV show shit, and then like turning into the fiend?
the whole yeah, like how he built it. Like you seen it,
Mm.
you know something was happening, but you wasn't sure, and then you seen each week by week, like it's getting
It's
gory
getting
on the
creepy.
show, and he's
Yeah.
smashing the little Muppets on the show. Like it's just getting gory on the show. Like
Oh yeah, the
and,
Firefly Funhouse
yeah,
Apollo.
Funhouse, yeah.
and
That
then
shit was
like how he flushed it out. Like thanks to WWE for actually letting somebody do their thing for once, and it
Mm.
worked out crazy like that.
mm-hmm.
But
Well,
just
that
taking
merch,
that character,
bro, that merch was moving, boy.
oh
That
yeah.
merch was moving.
But that character, they could have made a movie from it. Like WWE could have took that and
Yeah,
actually made a movie, and people
yeah,
would have went, and that would have been a scary movie if they did it the right way. Because
yeah.
that's a
What
different
a
character you
dude,
ain't never seen before.
the dude who makes his mask, and now he makes Uncle Howdy all day mask. He's a makeup artist and a prosthetic person for scary movies.
Mm,
Mm.
I see why.
Yeah, yeah. Listen, I remember when I first seen that shit, I was like, "Wait, what the fuck is that?" That shit brought Asia back to wrestling, honestly. So I'm
Mm.
like, nah, I'm like, yo, you got to see this shit. This nigga look dumb scary. Like, come on, he ain't scary like that. Came my shoe. Oh, nah, that was good. I like that.
That shit was scary. Like
Even when
that
he
was
came
actually.
back, I didn't like even the when he came back and he had that mask, I guess the Uncle Howdy mask or whatever, when Bray first came back before he
Hmm.
passed. I was like, even that mask kind of got me. I was like, all right, nigga, like, chill out,
Yeah, yeah,
chill
that
out
shit
with that.
sucks because I think Shanoa right. Like, they really could have made a couple of dollars off that shit, but
Yeah, it's
lost that
sad
nigga
though.
too soon.
That
Yeah.
movie
Too
would have been
soon.
millions. It would have because if you would have made it a rated R movie,
It would have
Mm-hmm.
had to be. You see the mask?
Yeah,
That
like
nigga that mask is crazy.
a real rated R movie, the adults would have went. Well, kids would have asked their parents, like, "Yo, listen, I gotta go see this shit. Like, you gotta take me to go see this." Like,
Oh, I forgot. Now Alexa Bliss, you got it too, because that whole shit where she had the black fucking ooh shit go over her face. No,
Mm,
I'm great.
she's
Had me
definitely
shook.
played a good
No.
role, like a good supporting role in that whole Bray
yeah,
Wyatt joint.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Mm-mm.
absolutely.
Nope.
We need
Because
her
I
back.
couldn't even picture her other than her regular like persona. And then when she started doing that spooky shit, I was like, nope, I'm great.
Even
No,
when
I
they
don't
were
even want to see her on
teasing Bray
TV.
coming back, that shit was fire when she was switching on it on niggas.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was
yeah.
Damn.
I like the switch. The switch shit was fire. They played into that. I like that switch shit that she was doing.
yeah. All right, cool. All right, so guys, that's another episode of RNW Podcast. We appreciate y'all listening and watching. Be sure to like and subscribe, and we see y'all next week. Peace.
All right.